Come on, Team Cowboys!
Angry Cowboys Fan, are you down to ride? Angry Cowboys Fan, are you down to ride? Drop a like on the video, go ahead and subscribe.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan in Cowboys Nation. As I was looking at Brian Schottenheimer's most recent press conference out in Oxnard, even though he was mentioning specific players, there were some things that he was hinting at, and it was the type of offense he was going to be running this year for the Dallas Cowboys. Some of the things that he was hinting at, it was the formations. It was how he would be running. And honestly, I'm really loving what I'm hearing from Brian Schottenheimer. So we're going to take a listen to the 3 clips that I got for y'all, and y'all know what we're going to do after that. We're going to come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, Angry Cowboys fans, let's take a listen to what Schotty had to say during this press conference.
Yeah, I think, we've got some pieces that we know we can move around. You moved a lot of those. Brock Hoffman can play that spot. Sadiq's been a great addition. Love what he's doing. You'll see him playing inside some Clarence at guard. You'll see him playing some jumbo tight end. We like to get the extra offensive lineman in the game some. That's been big for us. Maybe you see, TJ Bass playing some center, some guard. Awesome. Richards might have to move in there some, but this is the time of year that you want to move those pieces around anyway. So it doesn't really change anything. It just gives an opportunity for some guys that were maybe a little farther down the depth chart to get more opportunities in a padded situation going against some top tier defensive talent.
Cowboys Nation, I don't know if y'all caught what Brian Schottenheimer said, but here we are talking about the offensive line, and Brian Schottenheimer goes into talking about personnel. He talks about Sadiq Charles and where he could be moving around. Schotty also says something about Charles playing jumbo tight end, meaning that they're going to be running a lot out of the jumbo set. Something that goes hand in hand with the run game and something that I have been asking for. So Schotty is hell-bent on establishing and sticking with the run, something that I love to hear and something that the Cowboys haven't done in years. Now, jumping into the second clip, Brian Schottenheimer talks about the tight end spot. So let's go ahead and take a listen to that so we can come back and talk about it. Roll the clip.
Been derailed due to injury.
Yeah, I'll talk about Brev first. Yeah, has an ankle. Looks like it's going to be a couple weeks. Nothing we're overly concerned about. But John Stevens we're ramping him back up into practice. We're being smart with what we do. He is chomping at the bit, a little bit like I talked about Sam Williams. We all know the talent that he has, but again, to talk about the work ethic and what this guy had to persevere and fight through, and anybody that's ever been injured and then injured twice in 2 years, like just the mental anguish that you go through. I mean, this young man, I can't say enough great things about him and his work ethic and what he did with our trainers and Jim and Britt Brown and Harold Nash and his staff. Like, he hasn't missed a day.
Okay, we got some advocates for John Stevens Jr. in the house. We got some people that like John Stevens Jr. The head coach likes him. And I know this young man has showed promise during training camp before. He's really a top-tier talent, but he hasn't been able to unlock that due to his injury history. I feel the Dallas Cowboys want John Stevens Jr. to work out because his upside is amazing, Cowboys Nation. If only he could just stay healthy. Now, jumping into that third clip that I got for you, a Dallas Cowboy player gets glowing endorsements from the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Honestly, he may be safe when it comes to the 53-man roster. So let's go ahead and listen to that so we can come back and unpack this raw and uncut.
Yeah, I could say the answer would be you hope that never happens. When you get into a game plan situation, Brad, it's a little cleaner. Like right now, we're literally just installing plays. Install 1, install 2. Today is install 5, I think. So, everything now is scripted, but in a game, it's pretty tight. But what it does give you is if there is injuries, he can fill so many holes. So he's so valuable because He's great on special teams. He's a great fullback. He's a talented runner. He's a good tight end. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He can do all these different things. And so, therefore, he can bail you out in a lot of spots, and you don't lose really much because he's such a talented young man. But you guard against that. But I think really when you get into the season, it doesn't happen very often because it's very specific. Right now we've got plays that are up out of 4 personnel groupings. You could run from 11, 21, 12, whatever it is. When you get into the game, it's going to be 1 or 2 things, and that's it.
He said 21 personnel. That's 2 running backs and 1 tight end. The dual threat backfield with both running backs. That's what I was talking about, Cowboys Nation. But there's one position that's all locked up, and I believe that's Hunter Lipke. But y'all ready for this Raw and Uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. I'm going to keep it a buck, Cowboys Nation. I continue to get excited for how the Dallas Cowboys team is going to be playing, what the offense is going to look like, what schemes will Brian Schottenheimer marry the run with the pass. The more I listen to his press conferences, the more I feel like this Dallas Cowboys team might be all right this year. Will we get to a Super Bowl within the first year? We honestly don't know, but history has shown us that every single head coach has to start somewhere. Some of these head coaches have found success after their debut as an NFL head coach. When Schotty talked about the offensive line and how he would be incorporating linemen into the tight end role, causing me to believe that our tackles will be checking into the game as eligible receivers, that got me hyped. It's kind of like how the Detroit Lions were running their offensive line under Ben Johnson and how I feel the Chicago Bears will try to run their offense. But Schotty, he's doubling and tripling down when it comes to running this football for the Dallas Cowboys. During this press conference, he admitted his admiration for Phil Maffa as well as singing praises to Miles Sanders, Javonte Williams, and Jadon Blue. Every press conference, he reminds the reporters how he is committed to the run, how he's committed to running the football. He also had glowing reviews for Hunter Lipke. He spoke about how Hunter Lipke is a jack of all trades, how he's great in his fullback position, how he can motion out to a tight end spot and become a passing threat, how he's great with special teams as well. I believe these glowing reviews has cemented Hunter Lipke's place as a Dallas Cowboy for the 2025 season. But during training camp, we've seen each offensive group work under center as well as run out of an I-form set. Judging from what the team is working on in training camp, Brian Schottenheimer is fully aware of what this team has been missing when it comes to being an effective offense, and he looks to change that this season, Cowboys Nation. But as we know, Brian Schottenheimer was the offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys in name only when Mike McCarthy was the head coach. Everyone deserves a chance to prove themselves right. This is Brian Schottenheimer's time to prove himself right while proving all the haters wrong. If only his father could be here to see him now. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. Cowboys Nation, what do you feel about Brian Schottenheimer? Are you as pumped as I am to really see this offense in motion during the regular season? Y'all know how we get down. We always talk about it in the comment section. But if you're digging this content and want to help chip away at 20K, you know that's our milestone. Drop a like on this video and please consider sharing it with anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan. If you are DC for life and have faith that Brian Schottenheimer has a few cards up his sleeves for this NFL season, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, film breakdowns, or Madden 25 or College Football 26 gameplay. Cowboys Nation, I know how the team hired Brian Schottenheimer. I know it wasn't a good look. It wasn't the greatest, most transparent way of going about things, but I got a feeling that Brian Schottenheimer is going to have a great run as the Dallas Cowboys head coach. Will I put a Super Bowl expectation on him right now? No, I won't, Cowboys Nation. But I hope he can prove me wrong during his tenure as the Dallas Cowboys head coach. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. And I'm out. Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.